Happy holiday.
All right.
May the merry bells keep ringing.
You gonna include that? Cheers and happy holidays, everyone. Khalil and AJ here with Marriage Inside Out, where we provide content to enrich, inspire, and edify your marriage and relationship. If this is your first time visiting our channel, we encourage you to subscribe and check out a lot of our other videos that we have in our collection. And so here we are in our Christmas PJs with our holiday mugs.
Yes.
With H2O flavored coffee.
But the mugs look so good.
They do, they do. Ain't nothing wrong with H2O flavored coffee. Y'all should try some. But anyway, we figured we'd do another round of Q&A where you guys ask us the questions, we provide the answers, but this time it's holiday edition.
Yes.
So we have some holiday themed questions that we're gonna tackle here.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
Sound good?
Let's go.
Let's get into it. All right. Question 1. What are your holiday traditions? So what are our holiday traditions?
Okay.
That's a good question. So first, one of the things that we do is we have an advent calendar. And this is actually something that I kind of brought from my childhood growing up. So growing up, we had this advent calendar that had a mouse. So every day that would advance towards Christmas, you would take the mouse and you would put it in the pocket for the next day on the calendar. So we decided to get one for our house a few years ago.
Yep, 3 years ago.
Yep, and you know, it sits nicely.
Yes.
We alternate each day. One of us gets to change the mouse.
Yes, yes, yeah. So that's a really big tradition for us. Another tradition that we have is actually doing a non-traditional Christmas dinner.
Oh yes.
So a lot of people say that Christmas sometimes feels like a repeat of Thanksgiving with gifts. But for us, we totally shift what we make in the kitchen, what we enjoy, and we actually make what we call goodness bowls. So those are bowls with a lot of root vegetables, sometimes tahini sauce, other sauces. We roast them, the house smells amazing, and that's one of our holiday traditions.
Yes, I mean, it's like a healthy twist
Yes.
on your typical Christmas dinner.
Right.
So, you know, you look at it and it's like, y'all eat that, but when you have it, it's good. That's why we call it goodness bowls.
Exactly, refreshing. We don't feel guilty after the holidays. We feel
No, we
good.
don't. It's
Right.
good and good for you.
Good and good for you. That's good. That's good.
Another tradition is, I mean, I'm sure as it is for many people, is watching some good Christmas movies.
Have to.
There are some that I would say we watch every year.
Yeah, higher on the list.
Yep. Preacher's Wife.
Preacher's Wife, got
Shout
to
out
watch.
Denzel, Whitney, masterpiece.
So good.
There's also the Charlie Brown Christmas.
Yeah, classics. You
Gotta have Charlie Brown Christmas, right? Like, I mean, Linus preaches at the end. He
so
gives
good.
us the whole message of what Christmas is about. I mean, how can you not love that?
Yeah. And then, I mean, this year actually we saw a new movie that came out, Jingle Jangle, already for the
Christmas
first time,
Journey.
and we've determined that that's going to be a part of our Christmas tradition, movie tradition moving on. So those are 3 movies that we typically, you know, will watch around the holidays.
I would say we also can't talk about the holidays without including holiday music.
Yes.
Holiday tunes stay in rotation
Totally.
in our house and on our phones. From, you know, the Motown classic Christmas
Have to have
tunes
it.
with, you know, Jackson 5, Temptations, all of them.
Leslie Odom.
Big shout out to Leslie Odom. He has 2 great Christmas albums. Definitely got to include Vince Guaraldi in there. If you don't know who that is, that's the jazz pianist behind the Charlie Brown Christmas tunes, all of them. That whole album. Got to go with some good Christian hip hop Christmas classics.
The Gift.
The Gift by Reach Records. Shout out to them.
So good.
Also, I got to go with Gift Rap, which was the first CHH Christmas album put on by the Cross Movement back in 2004. All of my CHH fans, and then all the other good Christmas classics that we all like.
Yeah, we like to mix it up, have it on in the background, even instrumental jazz, you know, holiday classics. So
Andy Williams, Bing Crosby, Dean Martin, we like them too.
Yes.
Perry Como, we listen to them too.
love us some music. So
Yeah. Baby, what you gonna get her for Christmas? What you gonna get that boy? Oh, baby. Yeah. Growing up in the South, you had to listen to that too. It wasn't Christmas until you heard that song. Big shout out. 90s Christmas hip hop classic right there.
All right, next question. How do you decide whose family to spend the holidays with?
Good question.
That's a really good one because it's so hard sometimes because of course you love your own family, but when you step into marriage, it's like, what do you give up? What are you sacrificing? Especially for us, our families live out of state, out of the state that we're currently living in, so it can be hard to coordinate travel. We can't just jump from house to house. But for us, we kind of look at the holiday season as a whole and make sure that we spend some time with each of our families throughout the holiday season. So
Thanksgiving and Christmas will include in this answer.
Yeah. So in the past, a lot of Christmases have been spent with my family, who's in Indiana. But we also in those years have made sure that we try to spend Thanksgiving or at least a portion of December with your mom as well. And then as we've gotten further into our time of marriage and really settling in here, we've actually hosted. Last year we had the opportunity to host your family down here, some of your family, which was wonderful. Yep. So we just really, it's all about the love and connection, and we try to eliminate the guilt by being really proactive and upfront with our family members of whatever our plans are.
Yeah, exactly. And I would say early on, one of the reasons why I think we did spend more Christmases with your family is, first of all, you have your whole family always gets together for Christmas.
Yeah.
And then I think for me, one of the reasons why, I decided to come up with you is because obviously we were courting and I was trying to, certainly I was becoming a part of the family, even though I will admit that, there were some years early on, especially where it was hard for me to not be at home with my mom, for Christmas. But, it was a sacrifice that I was willing to make as we were in the process, getting closer together, and I was getting closer to your family. So, but now though, I would say, we're starting to try to make, again, some of our own traditions, and part of that will include us, maybe being here more at home.
Yeah. Great question.
Good question. All right, next question.
Next question.
All right, so, good one. How much do you spend on one another for Christmas? Money question. How much do we spend on one another? I mean, so this actually goes into a tradition that we do have. For us, we actually don't get a lot of gifts for one another for Christmas. And you might be thinking, well, how in the world do you do that? I mean, it was literally just something that, we kind of were on one accord with early on. So what we actually do is we get 1 to 2 big gifts that we call for us, for the house.
Yeah.
These could be gifts.
Something for the kitchen. It could be a tool, appliance, something that we've been needing for a while, and we'll just kind of save up for that, and we'll still wrap it, and it'll be our Christmas.
And we obviously know what it is, like, in like November we'll say, oh yeah, we want to get that for ourselves. Yeah. And I would say in terms of cost, that could range anywhere from $100 to a few $100s depending on what that thing is. But it's a nice way to just kind of change things up.
Right. Yeah. And then for us individually, we really set kind of a budget threshold of about $50 to spend on one another. So whether that's 1, 2 gifts, we try to keep it in that range because it's very easy to have the budget ramp up each year. You're trying to top the gift, and we just wanted to level set expectations early on so that it is about the heart of Christmas and not necessarily about getting the best gift.
Exactly. Although I do admittedly go a little above 50 for you.
Yeah.
Just something that happens. But yes, agreed though, like we certainly try to value just the time together. Let our presence be the present.
There we go. All right, last question. What is one of your favorite holiday memories together? That's good. All right, I want you to go sipping that H2O.
Okay, H2O coffee. All right. So I have a couple actually, if you don't mind me sharing a couple. First of all, I would say that I've thoroughly enjoyed pretty much every Christmas that we've spent with your folks. I mean, it's the food, it's the fellowship, it's, like I've thoroughly enjoyed that. However, I would say I really enjoyed Christmas of 2014.
Okay.
Because that was actually during the time when I had proposed
Oh, yeah.
to my now wife. I proposed to her on December 13th, 2014. So 12, 13, 14,
Yeah.
we got engaged
Yeah.
during my graduation. And so it was cool because going into that Christmas, we kind of already, you know, we were on this high, just got engaged, and we were starting to, you know, think out and plan the wedding. So we were talking about venues, and it was cool to kind of have like this build up of, you know, we got engaged and then right into the holidays. It was just, yeah, it just made it very memorable.
That's a good way.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, one of my favorite Christmas memories was being able to host your family here last Christmas.
Yes.
Because it, just like my family's pretty spread out, Khalil's family is pretty spread out throughout the country as well. So to have, you know, your mom and your brother and, you know, his significant other, and like it was just such a beautiful, peaceful time. We had the chance to enjoy a settling time at the house, and it was just, it was kind of like our first Christmas here in Florida too. So I think that was it as well. Like the memories of being in Florida for the whole holiday was great.
Yeah, Christmas in Florida is definitely different from a climate standpoint. So these PJs we would not be able to wear going to bed, just so that you know. Yeah, and I mean, I think there are several other good memories, like, you know, one year when we went to your home for Christmas, we went and saw the Nutcracker play.
So amazing.
That was really cool. That was my first time seeing that.
Yeah.
One Christmas we also went ice skating.
Yes, and that was Khalil's first time ice skating.
First time on the ice.
It was hilarious but amazing.
I did not fall. I stayed on my feet.
But it was, you were just chipping away, chipping away.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we really tried to bring in moments where we're still, right, where we slow down enough to actually make those memories and not be so caught up in what we're getting for each other or what's happening external to this house. So even this year, you know, in 2020, we're really excited. We're here, we're settled. We're going to stick to the basics and have, you know, just a refreshing time. So we'd love to know from you guys, what are your favorite holiday traditions? Whether that is something that you're currently doing, something that you want to do with your future family, we would love to know. Let us know in the comments.
And if you got value out of this video, make sure to like it and to share it with someone else that you care about. And if you guys have any more questions for us, just let us know in the comments or send us a DM on Instagram. We hope you and yours have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Yeah.